Yo, what's good, everybody? I want to touch on the Antonio Brown situation from yesterday. He walked out on the team on the Buccaneers in the middle of the New York Jets game, a very tough game that the Bucks pulled out in the end. And this is a very, very tough situation, man. Antonio Brown, he just a pure jackass, man. He had all the opportunities in the world to do what he needed to do on his comeback. You know what I'm saying? Because he lasted 9 seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? And he had a good career. He was on track to a Hall of Fame, no doubt, career. Just look at this man's numbers with the Steelers. This man has 6 straight years of dominance. 1,500, 1,700. You know what I'm saying? AB, he was like first team All Pro plenty of times. He probably got first team All Pro about 4 or 5 times. He had a Hall of Fame career. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to be like him and Odell Beckham was supposed to be like the two that was supposed to be creeping up on Jerry Rice record. You know what I'm saying? Because they had that pace. And Antonio Brown, he came a long ways, man. Salute, Taj. What's going on? Yeah, Antonio Brown was a 6th round pick coming from a small school. You know what I'm saying? And he did all of that. And he'll just throw it away just like that. You know what I'm saying? Before he got to the Bucks, this man he played for shortly. He went through training camp with the Raiders and he couldn't even make it to a game. You know what I'm saying? Cause look, Antonio Brown, he Antonio Brown, when he first signed with the Raiders and the game was coming up, they had to rule him out because he fucked up the cryotherapy machine and he burnt the shit out of his feet. You feel me? His feet looked like some, I don't know what the fuck to call that shit. He turned his shit into some spaghetti type. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even, he was still practicing, running routes and shit, but AB, I don't know. Ever since that Raiders situation, I wasn't really sure about AB. I was like, okay, you was with the Steelers 9 years and you had an outburst and they had to trade you, get rid of you. Cause you remember when they beat the Chiefs, he was trolling Mike Tomlin for some reason. And he was recording them in the locker room or something like that when he wasn't supposed to. But I think, see, look, I feel you on this, Taj, that he ain't been the same. He been acting crazy since he took the big hit. But it also started when it really got bad when the Steelers gave Juju Smith-Schuster team MVP. Because you remember when Juju Smith-Schuster came onto the scene, he had that 1,400-yard season. You know what I'm saying? And he was like supposed to be the next big thing, but he never panned out when AB left, when he turned him into the number 1 receiver. AB's talent always been there. He's been a top 5 receiver in the league for a long time. But, you know, even when he left the Steelers, he was still top notch. But he went to the Raiders. He fucked up the Raiders so bad, man. It's like first it was defeat. And then he came to practice one time. He didn't want to practice. He said he's never going to practice unless he get a certain style of helmet that he used for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because the NFL had this little equipment thing going on where certain people had to switch their helmets and all that, and he was one of them. So he was bucking in. And then after that got settled, he found a helmet to wear. Then he cussed out Mike Mayock. This man cussed out Mike Mayock. And guess what happened after he cussed out Mike Mayock? This man lost $30 million. This man lost $30 million, bro. Look at this. Because after he did all of that, it was called contract detrimental to the team. And with that, the team is allowed to void your guarantees. And then after that, right, they voided his guarantees. He lost $30 million. And then he was just bucking, like he was on social media. And then he posted a conversation him and John Gruden was having when John Gruden was trying to beg him to come back to the team. You know what I'm saying? Because he was talking shit, not showing up to camp after he lost that $30 million. He thought that they wasn't really finna do that. So John Gruden was begging him to be on the team and all that. So he exposed John Gruden, and the Raiders, they just had no choice but to release him. You know what I'm saying? And then the Patriots picked him up. That was his first team with Tom Brady. The Patriots was still like kind of trying to keep Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying? But when he got there, he looked like he was finna have a nice season. When he first got there, they were playing the Dolphins. They blew out the Dolphins. He got a touchdown pass. He looked like he was getting chemistry with the team. And then these cases with these girls came up. So the Patriots had to release him. It was just nonstop, man. And when he got to the Bucks, they had a good season. He won a Super Bowl and everything. But I'm gonna tell you now, though, Bruce Arians never wanted Antonio Brown because I think Bruce Arians was on the staff when in Pittsburgh one time, and I think they had some words or something back then, and they always had like little animosity towards each other. But they let him come just to make Tom Brady happy. But now he just exploded. I'm not very sure why he did what he did at the game. You know what I'm saying? Leaving the stadium. I don't know why the hell he did this. They it was a rumor out there talking about he was hurt and he wanted to be out of the game and they told him to still go in the game, something like that. Like trying to say, "Oh, you don't care about my health, so fuck you." That's just a rumor. I'm not for sure that's a fact, but stuff like that is set off Antonio Brown. When you already working with people you don't like and all that, but Antonio Brown is a jackass, man. He's a jackass. I defended him for a while, but it's pretty much over unless like some trash team pay him a little bit of money to come for a year. I don't see what's the point of. I know if I ran a team, I wouldn't pay him anything. I wouldn't want AB no more. You know what I'm saying? Because he's in his 30s now. I think it's a little too late to think that we're gonna get them Pittsburgh Steeler years, you know what I'm saying, out of him. And even with the Bucks, he had his time, he had his stretches. AB was hurt a couple times just for the Buccaneers, you know what I'm saying? I think he was I think he was playing through an injury when they won the Super Bowl. And I don't know, man. I think his prime is pretty much wasted now. AB might be done, but he had a very high ceiling. He was on track to be a Hall of Famer and be one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Damn show for this era. But I just wanted to touch on that. But maybe a trash team would pick him up, like a Washington or something like that. Who knows? But let's just follow the topic. Let's see what's next with AB. Maybe he might be out on the street, get into a confrontation with a cop or some crazy shit. That's what type of dude he is. Hey, maybe he do need mental health and shit like that. And if he do just need to talk to somebody, you got the money. You can make time for whatever you want. Just go talk to a mental health person or something. But let's see if AB can get his life right.